Okay, now we're coming up to Route 28. This is a difficult area. There's a lot of accidents in this area. Notice you have two rows of lights. They go to the same thing, but there's two different rows. Now, speed's 45. I'm going 45. Look at the green signs up ahead. We're going 28 south, Dulles Airport. So the yellow with the black arrow that says exit only is the right lane. Notice the white arrow. I'm the white arrow. So my lane splits, so I just stay to the right. Do I use a signal here? Not necessarily. Why? Because I don't want anybody to think I'm getting into the right lane. Because as I come up to the highway, I have to make a left, not a right. Now, I'm following this turn. I'm looking at the lines up ahead. Now I'm going to put on my left signal now. At the end of the solid white line, I'm going to look over my shoulder. It's clear, and I'm going to come over gently. Now, I'm already on 28. Before, I had to make two merges to the left. Now I only have to make one because they've added a lane. Look at your sign to the right. It says Sterling Boulevard. It has yellow at the bottom, and it says exit only. So watch how the lines change on the right under the sign. They go from slash marks to dots. There's your dots. So guess what the dots are telling me? The right lane is exiting. So if I look at this green sign, it's yellow. It says exit only. Now, as I get up to where that lane exits, I look to the right because there's a clover leaf there. So there's a yellow truck coming from my right. So I look up ahead to see how much space they have to merge. Here they've added a lane, and it's long, so they have a lot of space to merge. Sometimes, in your older ones, they don't have much. So the reason you look over early is if they're coming up and they're ahead of you, you can back off your accelerator a little bit. But remember, I'm already on the highway, so I can't slow up a lot. Now, I'm going to the Herndon exit. Notice the Ox Road is exit only. Notice the Herndon exit has exit quarter mile. Okay? So, when I get to this green exit sign, I put on my right signal. I'm notifying everybody in the cloverleaf my intention to come over to the right. At the end of the white line, I'm going to look over my shoulder. No cars, so I come over and I start braking immediately. Why? Because the yellow sign said 25. So I'm keeping my right door by the white line, and notice the white line's almost non-existent. But I'm making a double turn. Double loop? What that means is I'm going around two clover leaves. I want to go back the same direction I came from. Now, everybody's expecting me to get into the left lane up at the top. So I have to keep on my right signal. So I want to go 28 north to Route 7. Okay, so my right signal's on. Everybody knows I'm staying here. Now, look at the three cars up ahead of me. Notice how close they are. So if the car in front of them doesn't accelerate, they can't. This is why in this area, if a car's in front of you, you want to slow down, give yourself space. I see the highway, switch my signal. I'm looking to the left. There's a nice big gap. Okay, now I look straight, give myself power, end of the white line, look over my shoulder, and keep accelerating. Now, I'm going to stay in this lane to show you what happens up here. They just finished this, but notice there's two exit onlys. So notice at these signs, I'll get two rows of dots. Okay, the first one to the right leaves first. This one's longer. But because I have a long amount of dots, I have longer to get into the left lane. So now I put on the signal, I look in my mirror, look over my shoulder, it's clear, and I come over gently. Why? Because on a highway, you're going at a higher speed, so you don't have to turn as hard, because the speed brings you over. Now, I'm going to get it into my center lane. Car's on the right, but wasn't coming in. Now, I can keep on my signal. I change one lane, which is what's nice about a highway, because you can keep your signal on a good distance if nobody lets you in. So now I look in my mirror, look over my shoulder, and I come over one more time. So now I'm in the fast lane, but I'm going to Ashburn. So I'm exiting to the left, 4th dot, but I'm gonna keep myself some space. There's the exit speed, 35. So I'm just backing off my gas pedal, my accelerator. Why? Because at that speed, my speed starts to slow down. Now I'm going up a hill, so it's gonna slow me down even more. So I'm at 47, 46. Okay, I'm at 40, now I'm in the 30s. The speed was 35. Now remember, in bad weather, in the cold air gets underneath the ramp, so this freezes first. Now I'm just coasting down the hill, I'm going 34. I'm gonna put on my right signal. I'm looking at the cars by the cement on the left. I'm looking at the white line up ahead, and I'm gonna keep my left signal on. Now I have a car to my right, into the white line, and look over, come over gently, and start to brake immediately. And then turn off my signal. Now, because it's a dump truck in front of me, normally I stop where I can see the tires. But I'm gonna give myself a little extra space, just in case things fall out of that truck, because it's a little older truck.